everyone, we are from the first group of Indonesia and China Cooperations Exchange Program. Let us introduce ourselves first. I'm Sinta Nabila from Institute of Informatics and Business Darmajaya Indonesia with 4 members, Vera Putri Mahendra, Karisma Nur Fitria, Arumnisa Ifadila, and Francisca Bella Oktarisa. Also with our friends from School of Economics and Management at Nantong Vocational University, China, will be presenting our result discussions to you about carbon pricing in Indonesia and China. Let's find out the materials.
Carbon pricing is an instrument that captures the external cost of greenhouse gas (GHG) emission and ties them to the source through a price, usually in the form of a price on the carbon dioxide emitted. Carbon pricing curbs greenhouse gas GHG emission by placing a fee on emitting and or offering an incentive for emitting less. Carbon pricing works by capturing the external cost of emitting and placing that cost back at its source. Carbon pricing effectively shifts the responsibility of paying for the damage of climate change from the public to the GHG emission producers. They give producers the option of either reducing their emission to avoid paying a high price or continue emitting but having to pay for their emission. Carbon pricing also creates a price signal that reduces or regulates GHG emission and at the same time provides a strong financial case for shifting investment away from high emission fossil fuels based technology towards cleaner technology.
Two main forms of carbon pricing. 1. Carbon tax. A carbon tax is a tax levied on the burning of carbon-based fuels such as coal, oil, and gas. 2. Cap and trade. Cap and trade is a cap the total level of greenhouse gas emission and allow those industry with low emission to sell their extra allowance to larger emitters. Different carbon tax. 1. Set a price direction on emission or on the carbon content of fossil fuels. 2. Rising emission send a price signal to polluters to shift to lower emission alternative and to customer to lower product with lower carbon footprint. And then cap and trade. Set up on the level on carbon or other GHG emission allowed by specified emitters. 2. Polluters are required to pay emit carbon up to the cap while purchase companies toward cleaner flows and catalyst innovation. So, how Indonesia and China implementing carbon pricing?
Carbon tax in Indonesia has been planned since 2021, but its implementation was cancelled. In 2022, the implementation of carbon tax in Indonesia was postponed for the second time. Taking into account the carbon market mechanism and the economic situation that was considered not ready enough. The coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, Erlangga Hartanto, revealed that the implementation of carbon tax in Indonesia is targeted to be functional by 2025. The tax rate will be IDR 30 per kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalent or an equivalent unit. With this rate, Indonesia is the country with the lowest rate in the world for carbon tax.
The carbon tax in Indonesia will use the cap and tax SAMs. The SAMs is a combination of carbon tax and cap and trade. In essence, each company will be given a limit on allowable emission, known as the cap. If the company product more carbon emission than the cap, it will have to pay for the excess. This payment can be done in two ways, either by trading carbon emission or by a carbon tax. If the company has the first SAM, which is carbon trading, then it must buy a cap or allocation from other companies that product carbon emission below a given cap. If the company cannot find other companies that emit below the cap, or is unwilling to make the effort to find other company that emit below the cap, the company can choose to impose a carbon tax instead. In 2017, China decided to implement a national emission trading scheme, or cap and trade, to limit and reduce CO2 emission in a cost-effective manner.
Set to start in 2021, the ETS will initially cover coal and gas-fired power plants. It will allocate allowances, also known as permits, based on the plant's generation's output, with a different benchmark for each fuel and technology. China's ETS, set to expand to 7 other sectors, will be the world's largest by far, covering 1/7 of global CO2 emissions from fossil fuel combustions. Of course, carbon pricing has goals and benefits, including 1. Reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Carbon pricing helps facilitate emissions pathways compatible with keeping global temperature rise to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial and pursuing efforts to hold the increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius as per the Paris Agreements. 2. Encourage green investment. Carbon pricing is for investments and innovations in clean technology by increasing the relative cost of using carbon-intensive technology. 3. Address climate change financing gaps. Carbon pricing generates revenue which can be recycled into the green economy through government spending for research and development into green technology. Helping vulnerable communities adapt to the effects of climate change or managing these economic impacts of the transitions to a low carbon economy. 4. Promote fairness. Carbon pricing creates environmental, health, economy, and social CO benefits ranging from public health benefits coming from reduced air pollution to green job creations. Last, promote sustainable growth. Carbon pricing promotes the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals by channeling financing to sustainable development projects. That's all our explanation about carbon pricing in Indonesia and China. Thank you so much for your attention and see you in another project. Have a great day, everyone.